r/askreddit. How would you get a small cylinder, 5.1 inches in length, around 4.5 inches in girth, unstuck from a mini M&Ms tube filled with butter and microwaved mashed bananas? This is a sexual thing, isn't it? My experiment does not involve anything sexual. Have you tried inserting another cylinder into the M&M's tube from the other side? If the tube had an opening on the other end, it would not be sealed, but I will keep that in mind next time I try this experiment. Does the cylinder go all the way out of the end of the tube? If not, it might be safe to create a small hole in the plastic at the very end to equalize the pressure. It barely touches the end of the tube, and I've been told it's an above average size cylinder. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how a cylinder that was 4.5 inches in girth could fit inside a mini M&M's tube. I know there's a lot going on here, but this is the part I'm stuck on. Well, it was smaller when inserted, but it expanded due to other factors in the experiment. What material is the cylinder made of? Primarily carbon. It's a variety of organic compounds. Just use some WD-40, bro. It'll get anything unstuck. Otherwise, soak the whole thing in soap water for a bit and yank hard. I've been trying to use different types of lubricant, but there's a seal created by the cylinder and the tube, so it's hard to get any liquid inside the tube itself. Cut the cylinder free from the larger object to give you more access. Cut the M&M's container. If you freeze it, the plastic will break easily with a smash of a hammer. Then reattach the cylinder after removal from the tube. If you have trouble reattaching the cylinder, there are repair specialists that can assist for free. Depends on how much you value that cylinder at. It is imperative that the cylinder and the larger object remain unharmed. Just cut the cylinder off, bro. No harm must come to the cylinder. Bro, did you get your dick stuck in an M&M tube? It's a cylinder. Well, the word gut get you away, my dude. Sorry, English is not my first language. I didn't know there was a better word to use. Bit on it. It's a strange angle situation, so it's a bit difficult to do that. Do you have compressed air? Stick the long tube in between the cylinder and the tube wall. Boil it, maybe. Cut the tube with nail clippers, bit by bit. Boiling it might damage the interior cylinder. Hit it like a bottle of ketchup. If that doesn't work, twist it a bunch, and if all else fails, just stick it in some liquid nitrogen for a while. I don't have ready access to liquid nitrogen, and those other two suggestions may harm the cylinder. Why not just toss it? Why is this cylinder so important? It's the main part of the experiment. I don't have another one, so it must remain undamaged. LMFAO, these comments OP replies with are just hilarious. It's your dick, bro. You stuck your dick in an M&M tube with butter. Go take a cold shower and relax. It's a cylinder! 5.1 inches in length and 4.5 in girth? That's a fucking chode, even if it's not your dick. Please don't compare my cylinder to a wide penis. You need to get air in there to release the pressure. I would advise using a high-powered drill to drill a hole at the bottom of the M&M container. This will allow to enter. The larger the drill bit, the better. I can't risk power tools damaging the interior cylinder. I'm an engineer, so your best bet here is to use pressure. Imagine the piston in an engine. That's your not dick. When pressure builds up, i.e. combustion inside a cylinder, it pushes the piston out. Don't try to argue this. Pistons never get stuck in the up, top dead center position. You need to poke a hole at the end of your M&M's tube and inject some accelerant. Nail polish remover will be perfect. Then simply add fire near the hole and boom, your cylinder and tube will no longer be stuck together. Nail polish remover's high vapor pressure might cause discomfort by drying the external layer of the cylinder out. Perhaps a hot bath is in order. Yeah, that might help clear my head. If it's not your penis, please post a photo so I can visualize what you're talking about. But please, only post the photo if it's not your penis. I'm not comfortable sharing the specifics of my experiment with strangers. If the small cylinder has blood flow, you could try do jumping jacks to shrink the cylinder. If not, making everything cold should help. The butter, even when solid, will be a lubricant and you should be able to pull out. It seems like the cylinder may have expanded and pushed a lot of butter out when inserted, but why would a cylinder have blood flow? Also, doing jumping jacks may cause harm to two other objects attached at the base of the cylinder since it will be moving freely. Ah, so it's a cylinder and spheres then. Oblate spheroids, but those are not relevant right now. Light a match, blow it out, and gently put the hot ember to your ballsack. This should focus your attention elsewhere and not so much on your stuck cylinder. Maybe try asking the pros of r/don't put your dick in that, because the M&M tube seems like relatively flimsy plastic. Get a pair of scissors and start snipping along the long axis. Once you get enough separation to be able to grip the plastic with pliers, pull it apart. That should get your dick free. It's a cylinder that's stuck? Thanks, OP. I've had enough internet for today. Maybe the cylinder will shrink if you think about it hard enough. Then you can get it out. Why would the cylinder change size on its own? Urinate if possible. I don't see how urination has anything to do with my trapped cylinder, but okay. Go to the hospital or call 911? Emergency services usually don't take kindly to calls about failed experiments. You know what? That's just your dick now. Live with your M&M tube filled with butter and bananas, dick, for the end of your days and think about what you've done. It's a cylinder?
Reddit trolls, this is what you should be aspiring to. It's clever, everyone gets a laugh, and it's not at anyone's expense.
Yeah, I'm glad you find this funny, mate, but I need help. Cut the tube. I don't want to risk a blade coming that close to the cylinder. How about squeezing the tube over and over so it cracks from fatigue? The interior cylinder is too big to effectively bend the plastic enough. Cool. Then there's literally no solution to your problem then. I've read through dozens of suggestions, including treating this like the medical emergency it is, and you've rejected literally all of it for meme value. In other words, this is a troll, and it's sort of lost its funny long ago. This isn't a joke to me. This is my life. I think the best course of action is to see a doctor despite how embarrassing a small cylinder and a mini M&M's tube is. Well, the cylinder was smaller when inserted, maybe due to change in temperature it expanded significantly. That's where the problem started. Just wait for the cylinder to go soft. What if the cylinder hasn't changed size in approximately 3 hours? Legend has it, OP has still not found a reasonable solution. Help! First, play the buttery sweet music of Today. Light some candles, turn your lights down low. It's about to get personal between you and this cylinder. Collect yourself. You're Kevin Bacon. There's no longer a cylinder. It's Demi Moore in the 1990 classic Ghost. Put the geometric abstractions aside. Embrace fully what's closest to you. It's no longer a cylinder. It's your object of desire. Your beloved. Your first breath, and your final defeat. You can't pull out. That was never an option. In order to break free, you must plunge deeper into that nanomush. It isn't a cylinder anymore. It is your member. It's a part of you. And you're now free. Go forth and prosper. If the cylinder is Demi Moore in Ghost, would it make more sense for me to be Patrick Swayze? How does sex feel? Physically? For a penis? Feels like entering a hot tub and being hugged at the same time. Yo bro, don't you mean for a cylinder, so I have to bear this cross forever?
I hear you calling me. I wanna word you up into my life. Let's love up to me.